Trump's Muslim ban 3.0 has caused immense damage to families seeking refuge in the United States. Our nation has always stood as a beacon of hope and opportunity, a leader in the free world. Unfortunately, over the past few years, those values have been tarnished by cruel policies that separate children from their parents, wives from their husbands, and siblings from one another. I'm encouraged to see the Judiciary Committee moving forward with H.R. 2214, the No Ban Act, to repeal the Muslim ban and the broad non-discrimination provision of the Immigration and Nationality Act to include religious-based discrimination. I'd like to share a couple stories today of my constituents who have been impacted by this cruel law. Ramez Al-Ghazuli married his wife, Esma, in 2015. The war in Syria caused Ramez to move to Mesa, Arizona, to study business administration and management at Mesa Community College, while his wife moved to Istanbul. Ramez began to create a life for himself in Arizona and started working for the state of Arizona by becoming a business analyst at the Arizona Department of Economic Security. Yet there was always one thing missing: his wife. Ramez was a legal permanent resident and petitioned for his wife to join him in Arizona. But in 2017, President Trump signed the executive order banning citizens from 7 Muslim-majority countries from traveling to the United States. Syria was one of those countries, and despite being eligible for a waiver, his wife, Esma, was denied a visa with no explanation. Ramez wrote to the State Department, Department of Homeland Security, members of Congress, even to the president himself, but nothing worked. It was not until Ramez went public and decided to share his story with the media that there was movement in the case. After 3 long years, Esma was finally granted a waiver and visa into the United States. Media attention shouldn't be the mechanism by which immigration cases move forward. Unfortunately, spouses haven't been the only families impacted. Nadifo Halan and her 5-year-old son arrived in Arizona in 2014 as refugees from Somalia. In 2016, she filed the appropriate paperwork to request her husband and 2 children to join her in the United States. But because of the Trump administration's Muslim ban, what used to take about 6.5 months to process can now take years and years. To this day, 3 years later, he is still waiting for a decision about his children. That's unacceptable. Her now 10-year-old son uses mobile apps to talk to his father and siblings, and Nadifo is watching her two other children grow up through Facebook pictures. Our nation should be building an immigration system that doesn't discriminate based on origin or religion. Families like Nadifo's should be considered at the heart of our immigration policies, not be left behind by them. Arbitrarily keeping families like these separated does not make our country safer. Instead, it causes undue hardship, stress, and trauma to families that have already experienced unconceivable circumstances and simply want to be together. I'm proud to be a co-sponsor of H.R. 2214 and hope to see the House consider the bill as soon as possible, because hate should have no home here in the United States. I yield back.